Hello, welcome to the student information session about the Institute for the Future of Law Practices 2019 Boot Camp and Internship Program. I'm Lisa Colpoys. I'm the Program Director at the Institute for the Future of Law Practice. I will refer to us as IFLP, which is our shortened name for the remainder of this presentation. Thanks for being here, though, today and for your interest in the opportunities that are available to you as law students through this program. The agenda for this presentation includes a brief overview of the organization, including our history, information about our boot camp training programs for law students, followed by a discussion of internship opportunities, and we'll follow up with a discussion about the application process to get involved in the program. So we're going to start off with a brief overview of the Institute for the Future of Law Practice, including a very brief history and what the problem is that we're trying to solve. So the Institute for the Future of Law Practice was formed to solve a specific problem. And that problem is that lawyers generally do not have the breadth of skills that they need to succeed in modern law practice today and in the future. So we were formed to address this problem by providing training for law students and mid-career legal professionals on modern practice skills. The organization grew out of a program at Colorado Law School called the Tech Lawyer Accelerator, or the TLA, which was formed in 2014 to teach students disciplines they were not typically learning in law school, but which employers were seeking in their lawyers, like business skills, how to use technology, and data analytics. IFLP co-founders Bill Moose, who was at the University of Colorado Law School, and Bill Henderson from the University of Indiana Law School developed this program, which successfully placed approximately 90 students in paid internships between 2014 and 2018. Our founders were encouraged by some of the internship employers to scale the program to include more schools, more students, and more employers, and also to expand the focus beyond just tech companies to include internship placements in other types of businesses, law firms, legal services providers, and public service organizations. So IFLP was formed just last January of 2018, to do this work. We hosted our first training boot camp in the spring of 2018 in Colorado and Chicago. 40 students participated, all which went on to paid internships following the boot camp. 5 law schools participated in 2018. For 2019, there are 17 law schools participating, with 2 in Canada and 2 in Europe. One of the main aims of IFLP is to develop what we call T-shaped lawyers through its boot camp and internship program. So if you look at this capital T, the skills that lawyers traditionally gain through law school and legal education are a deep knowledge of legal concepts and deep practice skills. So it's a very deep knowledge. What we aim to do is to complement those deep legal skills and knowledge with other disciplines that are traditionally not being taught in law school. Things like design thinking, data analytics, technology, process improvement, project management, and business skills. T-shaped lawyers also recognize the importance of being able to work closely with others who do have deep knowledge in these disciplines on a team in order to create the best outcome for clients. So for instance, being able to work well with data scientists, with accountants, with software engineers, and the like. I want to show a very short video now, about a 2.5-minute video that was produced from our launch event in September 2018 in Chicago. This video features some in-house lawyers talking about their talent challenges and what they're looking for when they hire lawyers. And it also includes some law students who are past participants in the program.
One of the things that we struggle with right now as a company is there is a shortage of the ability to acquire the required memory chips that we need for our product set. It's a supply chain problem. I'm here to address the legal supply chain problem.
Good evening and welcome to the Wave 1 launch.
The way the profession worked before isn't going to work. This idea that you would come out of law school, you would develop your singular expertise, and you would pound that nail for the rest of your career is just crazy now.
The generations that we're training, they're going to look at this more as we're looking at it. It's more of a solution-driven and a team-driven approach.
I think the future holds much better promise if we can allow lawyers to perform at the top of their license.
You have to be adaptable, and you have to be able to work outside your comfort zone. And those are not always terms you hear associated with the traditional lawyer.
Next up is Dan Linna. He's a co-founder of IFLP. Welcome, Dan.
I often have students and law professors especially ask me questions about, oh, well, so you're training law students for alternative careers, right? And it's like, no, we're training lawyers to be better lawyers. I would like to turn things over to Steve Harmon. Steve is the Director of Legal Operations at Cisco.
This is not a charity exercise. This program exists to give students the skill sets they need to be able to contribute immediately. And I hope you'll take advantage of the students that come out of the program. And the best way to make that happen is to commit to signing up interns. This year, I've committed to hiring at least 6. I'd like it to be 10.
Now we're going to turn to some really exciting folks. They went through the boot camp. They're going to speak to you about their experiences.
A senior attorney on a deal told me, "You're not like other first years. You're actually helpful."
Overall, it was an extremely rewarding experience.
It's not about what I got out of the experience. It's about what I can give back to the employer. Please give us a chance to take you from the, I'm not sure if I want an intern, to, I'm so glad I did.
This is a chance to really change the narrative on legal education, the broader legal industry, rooted in something really profoundly good.
We need to be able to bring this to more law schools. We need to be able to bring this to more employers. We want to advance beyond simply putting on the boot camps and having these great professionals deliver the training. We want to try to capture that knowledge and start building a body of knowledge that can help us move the whole profession forward.
Great. Hopefully that gave you an idea of what IFLP is about and what we're trying to accomplish. I want to move on next, discuss our boot camps and the logistics around them. So IFLP offers 2 types of boot camps. The first type is a foundational boot camp. They are available to both Rising 2Ls and Rising 3Ls, so following your first year of law school and your second year of law school. It's a 3-week intensive hands-on program that covers 5 modules. The modules include business fundamentals, project management, process improvement and innovation, technology and knowledge management, data analytics and artificial intelligence, and new this year, industry orientations, which are basically a 2-day module that orients students to the sector in which they will be working during their internship. So if you're going to work at a law firm, you will learn about what it's like to work in a law firm and apply the learning from the first 4 modules to a law firm setting. If you're going to work in an in-house legal department, same thing. or if you're going to work in a public service organization, same thing. You will be oriented to that sector and start to think about how to apply the learnings from the first 4 modules to that sector of the legal profession. The advanced boot camps are available to rising 3Ls and mid-career professionals only. This gives you an example. This slide gives you an example of an advanced boot camp, and this is an advanced boot camp focused on transactional practice. This boot camp will actually be offered to students next summer in August of 2019, only to students who are participating in a 7-month internship. In the future, there will be other advanced boot camps on other topics as well. For this year, Foundational Boot Camp will be held from May 13th to May 31st. The boot camps will be held in 3 locations: Chicago at Northwestern Law School, Boulder, Colorado at University of Colorado Law School, and Toronto at Osgoode Hall Law School. I want to make a note that students are responsible for their own transportation to the boot camp and for their housing and food, but for this year there is no tuition being charged for the program. The boot camps are held simultaneously. We will take advantage of technology. There may be some sessions that are simulcast between boot camps so that there is common learning going on, although each boot camp will be led by a different academic leader. Immediately following the foundational boot camp, students will begin a paid internship at which they can put into practice the skills that they learn in the boot camp. So I want to focus now a little bit about what those internships are and what the logistics are surrounding internships. So if you take a look at this timeline, you'll see there are 2 types of internships. First, you'll see the boot camp. It runs really from the 2nd week of May through the end of May. And then internships start as soon as June 3rd. For a 10-week internship, it will go until approximately August 9th. For a 7-month internship, that will go through the end of December. Only a couple schools are currently offering the 7-month internship, so I'm going to focus on the 10-week internship. So for the 10-week internship, private sector employers pay students a minimum of $25 an hour for 40 hours a week of work, or $1,000 a week, which for 10 weeks is $10,000 for the summer. Public service employers will pay stipends between $5,000 and $8,000 for the summer, depending upon the employer and the source of funding for the internship. So depending upon whether the public service internship is funded through the student's law school, through a foundation, or a corporate sponsor. So this is a list of employers who had committed to hire IFLP interns by the end of October. There actually are a couple more who have been added to this list. Some folks will be hiring more than one. So this list of 44 employers actually represents between 55 and 60 internships. In the future, before we're done here, the list will include more. We are still working to secure approximately 80 internships for 2019. So if we break down the internships by sector, you can see that this is a slide that shows law firms that have signed on. The one additional law firm that I know that has signed on, Kenzie. You'll see there's a wide range of different types of law firms. This slide represents corporate legal departments. We have one other corporate legal department that has been added, and that's Shell Oil. So you'll see there are lots of, or several large companies that have signed on to hire interns, including Walmart, GE, DHL, Cisco. You heard Steve Harmon in the video say he's going to hire 7 for next summer. Following that, we've got some legal tech, e-discovery, and new law companies. We've got a couple of consulting firms that consult to law firms and corporate legal departments. And we've got some public service organizations. All right. The last thing that I would like to discuss is the application process. This is how you can get involved and participate in IFLP's internship. The first step in the application process is to go to the IFLP website at futurelawpractice.org and click on the apply button. The online application opened for first-year students on November 1st, and for second-year students, I'm sorry, scratch that. The online application opened for students on November 1st. It will open for first-year students on December 1st. So you'll go to the website and you will complete the online form. It's a short form that asks you for some basic demographic information, some information about your education and your law school and your work history. You'll also upload your resume, you'll upload a cover letter, and you'll upload a writing assessment. So there's a writing prompt there. It's not legal writing, it's a professional communication assessment. It's very short, and you'll be asked to complete that and upload that with your application as well. Once you have applied, your application will be pre-screened by a team at your law school. So each school has a faculty liaison or another person or team of people who are designated to assist IFLP in pre-screening applicants to the program. Each school can nominate up to 8 students to the candidate pool, and each school will have their own process and timeline for nominating students. Your school will explain what that process is. Following nomination by your school, students will participate in a behavioral interview that is conducted by IFLP. This is a 20 or 30-minute interview that's conducted over Skype or Google Hangouts or another video conferencing platform. And students must score a threshold score on the behavioral interview in order to advance in the process. Students who advance will be placed into the employer matching pool. Employers will then have access to applications and will select candidates they want to interview for their positions. Students will then go through an interviewing process for any employers who they're interested in and that would like to interview them. So at this point, employers will be reaching out to students to schedule interviews. Once a student receives and accepts an offer of employment from an IFLP employer, they will be admitted into the program. So just to recap, the application requirements include completing the online application on the futurelawpractice.org website, uploading your resume, cover letter, and a short writing assessment. Again, the dates for the application opening are November 1st for current 2Ls and December 1st for current 1Ls. And the URL for the online application is futurelawpractice.org/apply. I would like to encourage you to ask any questions. If you should first go to the futurelawpractice.org website, go to the application page, read the instructions. If you have any questions following that, you can reach out to us at this email address, applicants@futurelawpractice.org. We'll get back to you quickly and hopefully be able to answer all of your questions. Thank you for your time today, and I'm looking forward to your participation in the IFLP program next spring.